Alright guys, what's going on? Insanity coming at you today with another hardpoint gameplay on the map Express, and I'm still rocking the Type 25 with the tech sight and foregrip attachments. Now, I wanted to go ahead and get into a simple topic that's probably been, discussed for many years now, and we're finally coming to the end of this generation of consoles, and a lot of people are really concerned with, are we getting to the last and final year of Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3? Will we see another year of it? Will next-gen consoles be out in this holiday season, or are they going to wait till 2014? And really, that's a great discussion, and I wanted to go ahead and talk about the now. I mean, the future is amazing in what's coming. It's going to be a great year, but what about those few people out there that still don't have an Xbox 360 or a PlayStation 3. I mean, they've dropped in price significantly from when they first came out. If you were fortunate enough to get a PlayStation 3 way back in 2006, you either got a 60 gig or you got a 20 gig, and if you got that 60 gig, it was $600, or it was $500 if you wanted the 20 gig. So I mean, to see the PlayStation 3 nowadays to retail for $269 for the new Super Slim, or if you still wanted to get the older Slim, I believe certain shops right now are selling them between $230 and $250 until the stock runs out. But and then when you go to that, and you can think back all the way back to 2005, back in November back then, and Xbox 360s were $300 and $400 depending if you got the core system or the premium system, and it was a very expensive purchase. I mean, the Wii U just released and it retails for $300 and $349, so the specs are pretty close to what Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 combined would be. I mean, it's technically Nintendo's opportunity to try and compete with current generation systems while giving that core and hardcore gamer experience all in one package, as compared to the Wii, where it was really meant for families and kids. It really didn't give anything out there for the hardcore gamer. But what do you do now? We're at the end of this console generation, and you finally have come into some cash, and you're ready to pick up a system, but you're rather confused. You're like, what do I do? I need to get some great games, since a lot of these games that have been out for 3 years that were really good, like Mass Effect 2 and I don't know, Halo 4 now is $40. It was $60 just 2 months ago. So, I mean, all the Call of Duties you missed out on. I mean, there's a lot of good games. Dragon Age, Fable series. I mean, it goes on and on. The God of War 3, one of the best games. The Uncharted series. I mean, it all depends on what system is going to be good for you on two things. One, what games do you like to play? Two, what type of online system do you enjoy more than the other? I mean, are all your friends on Xbox Live, or all your friends on the PlayStation Network? Do you like the fact that if you were to join PlayStation Plus, you're going to get some extra free games every single month? Do you like how Xbox Live is set up so that, you can get maybe Call of Duty maps before anyone else, or some of the other exclusive content that Live members get that other systems don't? Are you a Netflix subscriber? I mean, do you already have Netflix built into maybe an app of your TV or DVD player or Blu-ray player? And, do you need to stream it on your PS3 because they don't charge you? But if you're an Xbox 360 owner, you have to be a Live member to use their Netflix and Hulu and things like that. Are you a Master Chief fan? I mean, you're not going to get that on PlayStation. Are you a Kratos fan? You're not going to get God of War on Xbox, The Uncharted series is exclusively on PlayStation. The Last of Us is coming out in May. Grand Theft Auto, it's, multi-platform, so you're going to be good in that situation. But what type of controller do you prefer? I mean, do you like the Xbox, bigger controller feel, how it feels better in the hand, and the joysticks are separated where the left one's a little bit higher than the right one, and you got your bumpers and triggers? Well, if you were to pick up the DualShock on the PlayStation, the two joysticks are pretty close together at the bottom of the controller, and you really don't have triggers. You just have these, L1, L2, R2, and R1 at the top of the controller. They're not really, I wouldn't call them triggers. They're just up there. And, some people just like the way a controller feels, and that could really be a pretty big deciding factor on what type of system they want to buy. So my other question for you is, when you make an investment in a system, do you want to play a lot of online experiences? Do you want to be a single player gamer where you want a long and engaging story that's going to immerse you in a world? Do you want to sit there and play games with your buddies on a couch? Because that is the biggest thing that you're going to be disappointed with. You know, the entire co-op experience that was a huge deal with 4-player split screen and all that good stuff that was back on the PlayStation 2 and the original Xbox and Nintendo 64, that is all gone. I mean, it's very hard to find any of the big games out there that will support split screen gameplay on the same console. A lot of it is, oh, you can play it online with your buddies co-op, or, you know, you can do system link with another system across the room on a network. And it really is, you know, the days of being able to play on a couch with your buddy together is kind of over. I mean, it was one of the best pastimes gamers have ever experienced, but the way online gaming has taken over and is really showcased an even bigger playing field, like fighting games, for instance. You know, everyone used to go to the arcades and play Mortal Kombat and play Street Fighter and Tekken and all these games and just line up with your quarters and take one person one-on-one and create these lines, and as long as you kept winning, you got to stay, you know what I'm saying? Now, you can just, you know, pop Mortal Kombat in your system, and they literally have like an old arcade-style mode where it's called King of the Hill, and if you keep winning, you keep fighting whoever's in that line. And it could just keep going on and on and on. So, what type of gamer are you? Me, personally, I love me some Call of Duty Online. I mean, as you can tell, most of the gameplay I upload is all going to be Call of Duty related, but I love me a good story. You know, give me some Far Cry 3, throw me in some Mass Effect 3. I'm going to be having some Omega DLC coming up on the channel pretty soon anyway, since I loved going back to Omega, and I just want to play that whole DLC over again. The other big thing I'd have to say is, what's your price point? I mean, you know, you could go pick up a Xbox 360 for $200 now. Sure, it's only a 4 gig system, and you'll probably have to upgrade the hard drive in the future, but if you don't have a system right now, it is one of the best ways to get in the gaming universe today. I mean, with 2 Benjamins, that's all you need. You know, you can get yourself, and that, I believe that'll actually come with, you know, at least a month of Xbox Live. So if you wanted to pick up Gears, you wanted to pick up maybe like Call of Duty or something, and just play with some buddies of yours that you haven't been able to experience this online gameplay with yet, you're going to be overwhelmed with joy in how well all of this stuff has changed the way games have come along. So let me go ahead and jump into the last section of this, which would be, if you have come into some extra money, what do you do? Do you buy the Xbox 360, or do you buy the PlayStation 3 that are going to be both becoming extinct over the next 2 years? At max, you know, it may happen, you know, this time come next year. They may be extinct. They may still make games for it, but they may go, oh, we're not putting them in production anymore. I don't see it happening, but it's just the what-if situation. So that's when you look at Nintendo and you go, hey, they're really listening to gamers out there. They created this new system called the Wii U, where I can get games like Assassin's Creed, I can get Mass Effect and Batman Arkham City, and, you know, all the classics like Mario and Zelda, and I can still, as long as I get the premium version, I can still play all the Wii games I've missed out on the past, you know, 6 years. So, in my opinion, if I was a gamer out there that had absolutely no console right now, and you wanted a similar online experience when it comes to games like Call of Duty, and, you know, the DLC situation for the Wii U is still unclear, but to be able to have an entire entertainment system to control, you know, your television, your music, and Hulu and Netflix, and a new way to play games with this touchscreen on the Wii U, it really changes the way, you know, you interact with the environment and your physical character. And like, say if you're playing Call of Duty, for instance, you can play it one of two ways. You can play it with the physical gamepad with the tablet, and you could be looking at your actual television, or you could be using the Pro Controller and use the little tablet as your television. So it's a crazy way, you know. I would definitely say if you didn't have any console right now, either pick up an Xbox 360 or Wii U. You're going to be much better off. I mean, I'm not saying the PlayStation 3 is a bad system. I'm just saying you'll have a much better online experience and more fun with your friends with either the Wii U or an Xbox 360. If you enjoyed the gameplay, guys, go ahead and click the like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time.